Howdy there, it's Yoshi Bear. In this video, we will be looking at my top 10 retro tracks that I would like to see in Mario Kart Tour. So these tracks in the list will include those that are not in Mario Kart Tour at the time of this recording. Also, I will be ruling out the arcade version of Mario Kart, as I have never really played the arcade version as much, and this will be based on only home console and handheld consoles. Lastly, I would like to say that there are so many tracks that I love and have so many memories of when growing up. There are just too many to fit in my top 10. So, I'm sorry if your favorite track is not in the list, because there are just too many. Anyways, without further ado, let's go! Starting at number 10. Mario Circuit 1 in Super Mario Kart, the one and only that kicked it off with the franchise, the one that is the most memorable in the SNES console, the one that I first witnessed of Mario Kart. This has got to be at least in the top 10, a legacy of its time. The first Mario Kart that I played all day and night as a kid with my brothers. The first time we witnessed multiplayer racing, and at the time we had a half-broke SNES controller that is always the second player. The time we always fight about not wanting to have to be the second player. This has got to be one of the most memorable in my early years of Mario Kart. May tears drop to those that have recollection of this when they first got their Mario Kart, when they were a little youngling. So that's Mario Circuit 1 for you at number 10. Now on to number 9. And the number 9 goes to N64 Wario Stadium. The amount of bumps and humps on this course is unreal for the Mario Kart franchise. Playing this, I have always flew into the wall and stumbled back down while discovering shortcuts during those days. But I guess now that there are modern tracks that have intense so-called bumps and humps flying out of the course and off-road like a madman, the N64 Wario Stadium has become ancient of its time with its ramps. So that's Wario Stadium for you at number 9. On to number 8. And the number 8 goes to N64 Donkey Kong Jungle or Parkway. Driving through the jungle like an animal within the jungle is wild. What makes this stand out is of course the jungle, the long narrow bridge, and at the bridge is where you drop your banana for a guaranteed hit. Going towards the jungle caves is what made up this marvelous track. Another thing to add is that if you go off track, you will get hit with bananas, nudging you back to the dirt road. How about that? You don't get a lot of bananas thrown at you without slipping, eh? So this takes the number 8 spot. Now on to number 7. We have Peach Garden from Nintendo DS. The bright and mazy-like track at Peach Garden, the one and only DS track that I have fond of driving through the garden and grass shortcuts with open space and large bushes. It seems that Peach keeps chain chomps on the loose at the back of her backyard as her fellow pet. Interesting. As well as Monty Moles hopping out of their little hideout holes, jumping at ya for a fright. What more can Peach Garden provide with its obstacles, ornaments and decorations? A very beautiful and enlightened garden that Peach have. What makes this at number 7. Now on to number 6. We have Donkey Kong Mountain from the Double Dash series on the GameCube. This Donkey Kong track goes into the DK barrel that shoots out the driver at the start of the race that leads to the top of the mountain, where the drive starts to get intense by driving down the mountain along with rolling boulders as obstacles that we need to dodge. In the track there are a lot of swirls and curves while going downhill. The first swirl, driver will come across the broken off cliff while swerving around it. These swirls comes with really tight turns that leads the driver to a swaying, windy bridge high above a deep canyon that then leads back to the finish line, which makes this track very unique. So the DK Mountain takes the 6th spot. Now we are halfway through the list, and the number 5 goes to Sherbetland from N64. This has got to be the most memorable and retro ice track of Mario Kart, where you have that big penguin chilling at the iceberg. When driving through the icy environment, there are small penguins sliding through the ice as obstacles, and driving condition is a lot more slippery in this track. And there are small shortcuts by cutting through the minuscule small cracks on the edge to make that little time. So that's Sherbetland that takes the 5th spot. Now on to number 4. This got to be possibly everyone's favorite track, and this is the Maple Treeway that was released on the Nintendo Wii. Taking place in a large forest during autumn, the track includes racing on the tree branches, tree top, and even within trees themselves. Wigglers make their home on the treetops as obstacles, roaming around on the treetops. While driving on the treetops, you will come across piles of leaves that when driving through them will reveal a surprise for you. This can either be mushroom and bananas, and on a rare occasion, stars. So the Maple Treeway makes it in 4th place for me. Now on to our top 3, and this goes to Peach Castle on the N64, where this was first introduced in Super Mario N64, and now into Mario Kart 64. The time when you forget about the race and instead visit Peach's castle, going off-road into a secret passageway that leads to Peach Castle. Well, we'll just wander around and observe the landmarks and relate it to Super Mario N64, where these two games were at its prime during the mid-90s. The Princess Peach Castle, situated within the Mushroom Kingdom, has been in various Mario franchises, where the castle and surrounding grassland varies in size and proximity, which makes the castle an icon for the Mario franchise. So that makes Peach Castle at number 3. Now on to number 2, another one that's everyone's favorite track, the Coconut Mall. This gotta be one of the favorites to be implemented in Tour, as well as mine. The escalators are one of the main known features about this track. There are 2 escalators going in opposite direction, and every 50 seconds they change directions, so you gotta choose wisely, carefully, and an eye of an eagle to get the escalator going on the direction you are going for the extra boost. And in Coconut Mall, there are more than one route to go. You got the top floor and the bottom floor, and many jump boost ramps such as the fountain and the palm trees for the extra speed. So that's Coconut Mall at number 2. Now, before we go on to number 1, I have some honorable mentions. Now, last but not least, we have number 1, and this goes to Yoshi Valley on the N64. So Yoshi Valley takes place over a canyon, and there are many twists and turns. This track displays the player's icon into question marks, making it into a maze, not knowing what position you are in until at the end of the race is when it is revealed. There are also spiny hedgehogs chilling around the valley as obstacles, spinning foes that approach them, and a giant Yoshi egg rotating near the end of the track that flattens anyone and anything that hits into it. There is also remakes of this track on the Mario Kart 8, where they have made some changes. They removed the hedgehogs and included a DK barrel at the far right route of the maze. This is what makes this a unique track compared to the rest of the Mario Kart courses. To be honest, I wanted to see this in Yoshi Tour that we previously had. Sadly, it didn't come, so anyways, this has to take the number 1 spot on my list. But hey, Yoshi Bear gotta love Yoshi Valley, you know? So these are my top 10 retro tracks that I would like to see in Mario Kart Tour. Let's hope the developers do add these retro tracks in the near future. So what do you guys think of the retro tracks on the list? Do you like my list of tracks? I want to hear from you guys. Share your favorite tracks that you would like to see come into Mario Kart Tour. I guess that's it for this video. Yoshi out.